Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. Good afternoon. First of all, just what will be at the core of the discussions in Juba tomorrow?
Well, what would be happening is that they will try to revive the talks which have gone for some time now. We know that Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa will try to meet both sides of the SPLM divide. SPLM is the ruling party in South Sudan. And what South Africa has been doing under the leadership of the African National Congress, they have been trying to have the party harmonized and reunited, because they say if the ruling party is harmonized and reunited, then there will be no conflict in the country, because as it is the only party that is in the country. And so they say, and anyway, the wrangles in the country emanated from the ruling party.
Now, we know that President Salva Kiir and his opponent there, Riek Machar, have failed to reach any power-sharing agreement during meetings in Ethiopia. Now, do you think that this will be further pursued at the meeting tomorrow?
And that pressure will be mounted on the two of them first to stop the fighting. Just a few days ago, there was a new fight, and a lot of people were left dead, many more were left homeless. And so they will be put under pressure first to stop the fighting. They will also be put under pressure to now, complete the negotiations so that a solution can be found and people can start returning home. We are not sure yet if they will put more pressure on President Salva Kiir, because he's the one who has refused the transitional government agreement as it stands. If they put more pressure on him to sign it as it is, or they will want him maybe to come up with suggestions for something different. But a lot of people in the international community are warning that time is running out, including the United States. Secretary of State John Kerry was in Kenya, and he warned that people be held accountable for mass atrocities inside South Sudan. And so we will be expecting that these leaders will also make their pronouncements known over those atrocities.
And talking of that, Sarah, we also know that President Salva Kiir has warned that the proposed international sanctions by the international community will only worsen the civil war ravaging South Sudan. Do you think this will have any impact at all during the talks? The East African leaders under IGAD and even South Africa, they have been very quiet on sanctions. They have not been very quick to agree that it is going to punish South Sudan's warring factions. Instead, they have been speaking of dialogue, they have been speaking of the two leaders coming to the negotiation table. But over time, even then, when they speak, you find that patience is running out. But also, they have come under, the African Union especially has come under heavy criticism from civil society organizations on this part of the world, who feel that it has let the people of South Sudan down by failing to release the report of the Human Rights Commission that was sent into South Sudan to look into issues of the atrocities that were committed between December and January when the war broke out. And so issues of human rights will definitely take center stage. They may be sound a warning in terms of trying to warn them that sanctions may be for leaders that they cannot travel to Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, where most of them have families. They could be warned with that, and that has been suggested. They could also be asked to send their people, their families back home, so that then when they have their families back at home, away from Nairobi, away from Kampala, away from Jerusalem, they may find the pressure to actually sit down around the negotiation table. A lot of people feeling that Kenya especially has been very patient with the leaders, because most of them are known to have their families here. President Kenyatta met with leaders from the parties on Thursday and said that they had found a way forward towards getting the talks back online. Sarah Kimani, asante sana. That was our East Africa correspondent there, Sarah Kimani, speaking to us from Nairobi in Kenya.